नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी. Hare Krishna, thank you for joining for today's class. We will read Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, second chapter, 14th sloka. तस्मादेकेन मनसा तस्मादेकेन मनसा भगवान् सात्वतं पतिः भगवान् सात्वतं पतिः श्रोत्रैः कीर्तितव्यश्च श्रोत्रैः कीर्तितव्यश्च देहिया पूज्यश्च नित्यदा देहिया पूज्यश्च नित्यदा. So the translation of this sloka, we'll read the translation. Therefore, with one-pointed attention, one should constantly hear about, glorify, remember, and worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the protector of the devotees. Purport, translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. If realization of the absolute truth is the ultimate aim of life, it must be carried out by all means. In any one of the above mentioned castes and orders of life, the four processes, namely glorifying, hearing, remembering, and worshipping, are general occupations. Without these principles of life, no one can exist. Activities of the living being involve engagements in these four different principles of life. Especially in modern society, all activities are more or less dependent on hearing and glorifying. Any man from any social status becomes a well known man in human society within a very short time if he is simply glorified truly or falsely in the daily newspapers. Sometimes political leaders of a particular party are also advertised by newspaper propaganda, and by such a method of glorification, an insignificant man becomes an important man within no time. But such propaganda, by false glorification of an unqualified person, cannot bring about any good, either for the particular man or for the society. There may be some temporary reactions to such propaganda, but there are no permanent effects. Therefore, such activities are waste of time. The actual object of glorification is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who has created everything manifested before us. We have broadly discussed this fact from the beginning of the Janmadhya Ashya Sloka of this Bhagavatam. The tendency to glorify others or hear others must be turned to the real object of glorification, the Supreme Being, and that will bring happiness. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जलशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः. नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने. नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा. हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So today we will discuss more about the sloka, first canto, second chapter, 14th sloka. So yesterday we saw the sloka about four varnashrams. So Sutta Goswami explained about what is the purpose of life, the ultimate liberation, and all of it. So does that mean everybody ignores all the work and then only works for ultimate or only gets into devotional service? No. But Sutta Goswami explained that in yesterday's sloka that the four varnashramam in a society is very important because they lay a balanced social system. The four varnashrams are important, and why how they should be performed, how they should exist is haritoshanam, to only please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That was mentioned in the yesterday's slokas, which Pettapan Prabhuji also took. So it is very important that the four ashramas should exist in a society, but it has to be, the work has to be done in the mood of haritoshanam, to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So if we look at even like animals, right? The goat always eats 24 bar 7, right? Even the strongest animal, a lion, has to eat. Even if it says, okay, I don't want to do any work, I will just lie down, animal won't come into its mouth automatically. Even the lion has to hunt, eat, and then sleep, right? So everyone has to work. But the problem is, uh, we only know to work, right? Most of them in the society. But we should understand we have to work in the mood to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And ultimately, what we take so much care about the body, but ultimately the body is going to be only three things. One is earth, ashes, or stool. Depending on the last cremation rituals that happens, if the body is buried, then it becomes earth. If it is burnt, it becomes ashes. If any human body or anything is eaten by any animals, then it becomes stool, right? Ultimately, the body is only going to be these three things. But we take so much care and time for the body, but we forget the actual, the spiritual spark within the body, which only actually beautifies the body. Without the spiritual spark, the body is nothing, right? In this Kali Yuga, especially Kalo Sudra Sambhava, like mostly everybody is working very hard, but we forget the ultimate purpose of keeping Krishna in the center and performing our duties and then pleasing him. Uh, Irrespective of whether one has money or not, we have to work for the for pleasing the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In specifically nowadays, only money has been respected, right? Because it does not depend on what qualification you have, how the money is getting earned. That doesn't matter. People only look outside artificially and think, okay, the money is only matters, and all the show off happens. But to all close circles or whatever, like all the social media, but if the social media platform only doesn't exist, or the relationships even doesn't exist, what is the use of all the time and energy? It's not there. So all the four ashrams should exist, especially the top of the ashrams, Brahmana and Kshatriya, also is very important. They protect the society, and of course, Vaishyas and Sudras, they do their own work, and it is clearly explained in what Subhava of this, all these four ashrams should do their work in 18th chapter Bhagavad Gita. So even Dhruva Maharaj, when there was a pastime where Dhruva Maharaj, being a Kshatriya, he was asked by Kuvera after the pastime where he had to kill when Dhruva Maharaj had to go back to Godhead, and he had to kill when his brother was killed. He had got angry and everything. There is a pastime, but what I'm trying to say is Dhruva Maharaj was pacified by Kuvera, and Kuvera asked him, "What you need? What boon do you need from me?" He's a Kshatriya, but he could have asked. Kuvera is so rich, right? He could have asked, "I need the entire universe of yours to be mine." No, but Dhruva Maharaj asked, "I want to always remember the lotus feet of Krishna." So, being a Kshatriya, his mood was to serve Krishna, to remember him always, but do his duties. Even Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita, in Mahabharata, we know. Arjuna hesitated, being a Kshatriya, he hesitated to fight. He said, what is the use of it? At end, what is the use of it? What am I going to gain, Krishna? I don't want to do it. And the whole Bhagavad Gita explains why this duty has to be performed. And that's where the Bhagavad Gita comes in. Even, but he was not coward. Arjuna was not was hesitant to fight, not because he was coward. He knew his duty, but he did it again because Krishna was present there, and under Krishna's instruction he could satisfy him. So he did this duty of performing the war to please him. So, what as I said, the top of the class, like Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra, all of them are important, and that's the need of the hour. Like we need all a balanced society, and it has to be done in the mood of Haritoshnam to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And now, in this sloka, it is even more confirmed. The conclusion is actually this. What is it? Tashmad ekena manasa. Bhagavan satvatam patihi. So, therefore, with one pointed attention, ekena manasa, no deviation, one pointed attention, one should constantly hear about, glorify, remember, and worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Four things how we should do with one pointed attention. We should constantly hear about Krishna. Like now, how we are doing. We are attending every day Srimad Bhagavatam class. We are constantly hearing. And then, even whenever we get time, we should constantly hear. But is hearing alone is enough? No. What it is said, glorify. We need to glorify about Krishna. We should preach about Krishna to others. Then, remember, we should, Dehi Yeha. We should remember about him. How Arjuna or Dhruva Maharaj, we devotees, Mahatmas remember Krishna about every time. It's not that we just go to temple, we put our petition, whatever job we need to get, whatever transactional activity we have with God, we do, and then come back our day-to-day duty. No, we should remember Krishna always, and then and worship the personality of Godhead. We should worship him, doing pujas and whatever possibility we can. And how we should do nityada, not for 1 hour, not for 2 hour, but for 24 hours. Nityada means 24 hours. We should do these activities for 24 hours. And this is very, very important, because this is the conclusion, right? Like how one should do, one what they should do, and when. With one pointed attention, one should constantly hear about, glorify, remember, and worship the personality of Godhead. Especially in the modern society, all activities are more or less dependent on hearing and glorifying. So we should make sure that we regularly hear, not only hear, but glorify, preach this message to everyone. Because we know in this Kali Yuga, most of them, mostly everyone is Sudra class, but that doesn't mean that they have to be in the mode of ignorance or Rajo. When they understand the knowledge, then the society will come into that stage of uh, pleasing the Lord. And that can only happen when devotees hear about it and also preach to others. And then the actual object of glorification is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is not some famous person about who becomes the number one voice or number one follower. No, it is all Maya. It doesn't last forever, right? So much energy goes on it, just glorifying unwanted people. That is not required. The main purpose should be to glorify the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who has created everything. That must be the mood where we should focus on. And so, this message of doing the four things here, glorify, remember, and worship the Krishna, worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead with one pointed attention, Nityada, constantly, 24 hours, 24 bar 7. This is the conclusion that Sud Goswami says here. And then now you can ask, uh, uh, then if I'm thinking about Krishna, then who will take care of my bread and butter? Should that careness we know don't we need not have, because who provides the food for the animals in the jungle, right? Nobody, like it comes automatically. Krishna is able to do everything for everyone, provide everything for everyone. He is the creator, he is the manifester. And how we can understand this more is even in Bhagavad Gita slokas, it is mentioned, right? In sloka 9.22, Ananyas Chintayanto Mam. Ye jana pray upashate. So, but those who worship me with exclusive devotion, meditating on my transcendental form, to them I carry what they lack and I preserve what they have. Yoga kshenam vahamyaham. So, we think that we are the doer. No, actually, even our intelligence is provided only by Krishna. So, for example, we use our intelligence, whatever education qualification we have got, we do use it to uh, to earn money or to earn bread and butter. But who supplies even that intelligence? That is Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. So he says, to them I carry what they lack and I preserve what they have. Sometimes if anyone is if you're working, we get this feedback during a early annual performance also. They give what are your strengths, what is lacking and everything. Of course we can take that as feedback, but we can work on it, but ultimately we need the sanction of the Lord, and that will only help us. In fact, Krishna says in the sloka 18.16, therefore, one who thinks himself the only doer, not considering these five factors, is certainly not very intelligent and cannot see things as they are. If we think that we are the doer, of course we should do our duty. But if we think it's all happening because of me, if we lord it over, it's all gone. We are actually less intelligent. We are not very intelligent. And even in the sloka, Bhagavad Gita 9.14, Krishna says, Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantascha drida vartaha namasyantascha mam bhaktya nitya yukta upashate. Always chanting my glories, enduring with great determination, bowing down before me, these great souls perpetually worship me with devotion. This is the ultimate thing. Satatam kirtayanto ma. We want to always chant His glories with great determination. It may happen that we are not able to do, or we may have the pull of Maya, but how can we overcome it? Again, Krishna says this, right? If we are surrendering to him, we can mama maya duruthaya, we can overcome all of this with his protection. So even in the sloka 18.157, Chetasya sarva karmani, Mayi sanyasya matphara, Buddhi yogi nam upashritya matchita satatam bhava. In all activities, just depend upon me and work always under my protection. In such devotional service, be fully conscious of me. If we are fully conscious of him, if we are performing all these activities, four activities that is mentioned in this Srimad Bhagavatam sloka, we are always under his protection, and we can do this nityada 24 hours without any fear, because we have Krishna's protection. We don't have to worry, okay, how if I'm in the consciousness of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, will I forget something in my material world? No, we are always under the protection of Krishna. In fact, we will be able to do our material activities with more productivity when we are spiritually oriented. That I can personally also speak from my own life, and that will happen when we are with one pointed attention. We are doing it. Of course, the byproduct only is this material, all these things, but the ultimate thing is going back to Godhead, and that will also happen with when we do this with one pointed attention 24 bar 7 nityada. So the conclusion of this sloka is the ultimate things that we need to do in our life with one pointed attention: hear about Krishna, glorify about Krishna, remember him, and worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this actually helps us how tells us how we should carry our life in our day-to-day activities. Hare Krishna. Is there any comments or questions?
I have one question related to you explained everything is under with Krishna's help and suggestions and day-to-day life. Example, right, for this course, maybe my wife or my friends, they are aware of it. Definitely they'll be able to adjust and they'll be able to join the call. So they can, some of the things, if you want to do willingly, uh, that effort at least the people has to put it, not by God, right? Or is it God influence also required to bring them to join these courses slash the satsang and all? Can you advise how does it work? Where is lacking? Or,
Yeah.
yeah, I hope you
So
got my question.
yes, Prabhuji, thank you for the question. So I read one example that Prabhupada gives. Like, imagine a person is fallen into the well and is trying to climb, and somebody puts a rope for him to climb, but he has to take that action to catch the rope, right? Otherwise, the rope will be hanging, he will be sinking. But that work, somebody, that as a living entity, we have to do that work. That So we have to use our free will to turn towards Krishna. That we have to do. Then only this will happen. We have to do our we have to take our action. Otherwise, we'll be only sinking, as in the well example. Anything to add, Gopikant Prabhuji?
Yeah, that is well said. But at the same time, as a well wisher, as a responsible family man, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura says that if you do not bring your dependents, like your wife and your kids, do not get married. And if you are not able to deliver your kids or your parents, do not become a parent. So, like that, when there are some dependents, we need to show some love and care and different ways. How can we give this taste? Similarly, king also, similarly, leader also. Yat yat acharati shrestha. So, suppose if you take Indian Prime Minister, is showing as an example. He is going all the temples and all the great spiritualistic programs, and he is encouraging and he is doing that one. So, because of that, so many people are getting motivated. Similarly, as a head of the family man or as an elderly person in the home, we need to be a role model. We need to be an example and we need to show our love and care and explain the benefits and slowly, without force, we need to bring them into Krishna consciousness. Both are there. They need to
Oh,
show. Initially, they have some lethargy, or because of their past karma, or because of some attachments.
yeah.
Yesterday we were reading Vita Raga Bhaya Krodha. We have three problems. One is attachment, other one is bhaya, and the other one is krodha. These three will stop us to get into Krishna consciousness or bhakti. Attachment. We are so much attached with our work or with our day-to-day activities. We don't show interest.
Yeah.
Bhaya. So if I take up Krishna consciousness, I need to give up this, I need to do this, I need to do that, or some kind of fear will be there, some initial times. So those kind of people will not incline. Krodha. There are so many philosophies. Which philosophy is right? What is good? I don't want anything. Get lost. Whatever I'm doing, I'm good. And if there any problem, I will take one bottle of alcohol. I'll be happy. This kind of people will be there. So, but whoever is come out of all these three, Vita Raga by Krodha, Mama Pasrita, whoever takes shelter of Krishna under the guided disciplic succession, Yajana Paripasat. They will come to me. Hmm?
Mhm.
So they told like that. So initially it will be there, but we need to show love and care. Eventually they'll come. So once you are start coming, and once you are giving care, why they will not join? Same case happened to me. My wife did not show up when I joined Krishna consciousness, but after 6 months, after I telling and after I attending, after I doing whatever I know, Then she also likes and she followed me and my family members, my parents, my relatives, everybody is practicing Krishna consciousness in our family now. So we need to be a role model and we need to show love and care and we need to show an example. Then automatically everybody will come. Everybody want to happiness, everybody
Yeah,
want peace, everybody want to anxiety free. Who doesn't want? So
yeah.
Krishna conscious means which will give all these things: bliss, happiness, anxiety free, great mindset, right character. So we need to show it that in an example.
Yes, Prabhuji. So both you explained very well, very nicely. So yeah, thank you for that. Even if I will chant or not, from the last 2.5 months, my wife, she never missed to chant the Hare Krishna, Hare Rama in the
Then
morning after
she's on the
breakfast.
path. Then she's on the path. Why we
In
need
the
to
pa-
say that she's not on the path?
I mean, example, not exactly for my wife, just for some of the people, they know it, but they're not. We need, as you mentioned, you're right. We need to show how we are doing with our personality and how with our actions. This is all because of Krishna conscious and all with our learning. And it's not like a material world. We need to show and explain it. I think slowly they will come here. Good.
Yes.
It's good.
Prabhupada,
Yeah.
when he came to America, these people doesn't have any bhakti. But
Yeah.
one person he showed an example, he empowered everybody, whole world he empowered.
Yeah.
So we need to take up that ideal role, then automatically will follow you. Whole world will follow you. If one person is strict, one person is determined in Krishna consciousness, everybody will follow. I'm saying even like Mataji, that Lalita Govind Priya Mataji, initially she only practicing. Now all their neighborhood and all their parents and grandparents, everybody is chanting, everybody is doing. Why? Who doesn't want to know about God? Who doesn't want mercy of the God?
I am so happy. I'll take 30 seconds and I'll say that I'm so happy and so excited to say that whether she prepare breakfast, coffee or not, before that she has to complete this puja and with mantra.
Yeah, you also do that. Automatically, your kids also will see both of you and
Yeah.
they will also follow. You don't need to tell anything.
Yes,
Whatever
yes.
you do, they will follow.
Thank you, sir. Yeah.
Even your friends also will follow. If you invite a couple of times, and if you show how effectively doing this one with happy mood, then they will also think like that. Why we are running like this? So this Uma Prabhu and family they are doing so nicely. Why can't we follow them? They will get that spark in their mind, and they'll also, oh, where are you going? What are you doing? Shall I do that? They'll come.
Yeah, that is true. That's I'm connecting the dots with some of my friends. So
Yeah.
sorry, I'm taking others people time. One of my friend, my neighbor, my close friend Rakesh, he was doing Krishna conscious last 20, 15, 20 years, and he's the one he brought us to the New Vrindavan.
Hmm.
And he told one statement like a few years back. If we, I before that, I used to say that if we help somebody, if we need, if we need any help anytime, they may help us. So definitely we need to do from the heart. That is the statement I used to say. But he was telling, no, don't expect anything. Just do your work. It will be taken care. So now I understand that it will be taken care. That will be through our Krishna. Do our
Yes.
part, and we don't have to expect anything like for future if something needed. But our Krishna and then Lord, Supreme Soul, they will help.
Wonderful. Very nice.
Thank you, sir.
Any other questions and comments?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare
Hello
Krishna.
to. I have a question here. Let's say for the four things has been mentioned here: hearing, glorifying, remembering, and worship. So hearing, for hearing to one person who supposed to tell and the other person supposed to hear. So nowadays we do have social media. Even if we don't have a speaker sitting in front, we can take advantage and listen. Glorify and remember. This one, even if there is no other counter person to whom we should say about Lord, can we think inside our mind like this nature has been created by Lord, water has been given by Him, all those things that is also called as glorification in our own mind?
Lalita Mataji.
Um, yes, Prabhuji, even that comes under remembering, right? Glorifying is more also spreading the message to others. If we are thinking, okay, this nature where I'm existing is all creation of the Lord, we are still glorifying between our mind. But that, what I feel like is that is also important. That's the mood we are in. But how do we make the society better is by preaching this to others. Both are glorifying, but the second one is more strong, and it will have an impact on the society, and that's the whole mood of uh, what is being mentioned. Like Srimad Bhagavatam itself was told to somebody, right? Told to the sages. That's how we are able to hear. So that's my understanding and my point. Prabhuji.
It's wonderful. So if you want to be peaceful, your neighborhood, all other people also should be peaceful. So even though you are peaceful and your neighborhood people all aggressive, all crazy people are there, they will disturb your peace. Even in your
Yeah,
family, if you want to be peace, but your wife and your kids or your family members are not peaceful and are not good character, you will not get peace. So when you give this Krishna Bhakti to your family members, to your neighborhood, to your village, to your country, then automatically the peace and happiness will be established.
understood,
Yes, we need to
Prabhuji.
practice ourselves and also we need to give others.
Understood. So basically, doing our own, so it will purify us, but if we are involving other while glorifying, so definitely it will change others. So that is the whole point here.
Yes, if you do yourself, only 1% benefit. But if you engage another 10 people, then you will see a different vibe. You are doing your own puja, you will feel not so enthusiastic. But your wife and your son, your daughter, all the people, neighborhood people, everybody is coming and engaging and dancing and doing kirtan. How much bliss you will get.
Understood. And Prabhuji, one more question here. Worship. So, yeah, glorification, remembrance, hearing, 24. I mean, it's constant. It's feasible in modern age as well if we are putting our step ahead. But how about worship? Worship is something arsanam, I believe so. If I'm not wrong. So, can that be done constantly because we have to worship deity and all that is coming under worship, or can we do any other means or way?
Yeah, worship is like we do our some Mangalarti or whatever Aarti, like kirtans and all, like worshipping the deities or worshipping in the Vigraha form, like that is that. But it doesn't mean that, or that alone has to be done 24 hours. But all the four things in the mode of remembering, glorifying, hearing, and worshipping can be done constantly. It's not that we, of course, if there are resident devotees, they do this in the temple all the time. But as grahastas, we do our aartis morning or evening, whatever is feasible for us, and we do our duty.
Yeah, sorry, I'm adding more points for your answer to make it more effective. So, this Vigraha, worshipping Vigraha Radhana, Vigraha can be done in several forms. Last time we discussed, like Vigraha can be done by stone, wood, sand, mud, paint, and also by mind. The remembering, the chanting, the hearing, you are indirectly worshipping that deity in your mind. So, among all these 9 processes of devotional service, Sravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam are more powerful. Even worship also, what is the purpose of worship? If you are doing mechanically rotating agarbatti or rotating your lamp and without focusing on the Lord, without remembering the Lord, and you are thinking something else, will that worship has any meaning? No, right?
Hmm.
So, um, without these three, even if you do worship, that is not meaningful. So these three should be there. Those are all the ground pillars. If you do, automatically the rest all are taken care.
Got it. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Sorry, Prabhuji, what are those three? Just I'm not noted down into notepad. Can you repeat,
Shravanam,
sir?
Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam.
Okay,
These three are the pillars. There are 9 processes of devotional service. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Atmanivedanam. There are 9 processes of devotional service. Out of these three, first three are very, very important. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. Without knowing the Supreme Lord, what kind of worship you do? How do you get surrenderance? You need to first understand His glories, how big He is, how great He is. Then you will do remaining Atmanivedana, up to Atmanivedana, very easily you will do almost. Otherwise, you will do everything mechanically. Okay, my father told, or my pujari told, or my Prabhu told, which I am doing. So, Sravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. These three are very, very important. If you get hold of these three, you will get all other 6 automatically. You don't need to put any additional efforts.
These are the initial steps, sir. Thank you.
Yes. When you do chanting, all three things will happen. Sravanam, when you're chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, it will go to your ears.
Yes.
Kirtanam, you are glorifying the Lord name. Hmm? By chanting, you will remember. Vishnu Smarana. If you chant morning, good chanting, the same vibe will be there rest of the day. So you are always remembering. Even though if you don't want, that mantra will come to your mind. Okay? Any other questions and comments? Shanti Mataji, you have any questions?
Lalita ji explained very well with the rope example and all. Thank you, sister. You're exactly like my sister Lakshmi in India. So
All credits to Srila Prabhupada and Gurudev. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you for your question.
Okay, so if you do not have any questions, we'll stop here. Thank you very much for joining today morning Bhagavatam discussion. Let's offer our prayers to Lord Narsimhadev to give complete protection to our congregation and entire the world. Ugram Veeram Mahavishnum Jwalantam Sarvatomukam Narasimham Vishanam Badram Murtyarmutyarnamamyaham Ugram Veeram Mahavishnum Jwalantam Sarvatomukam Narasimham Vishanam Badram Murtyarmutyarnamamyaham Ugram Veeram Mahavishnum Jwalantam Sarvatomukam Narasimham Vishanam Badram Murtyarmutyarnamamyaham. Let's offer our obeisances to all assembled Vaishnavas who gave a wonderful association to discuss about this Bhagavatam. Vancha kalpatarabhyasya kripa sindhu bhayavacha patitanam bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Let's chant 3 times Hare Krishna Mahamantra enthusiastically and wind up the class. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We wish you a very, very happy Krishna conscious day ahead. We will have tomorrow morning 6:30 a.m. Srimad Bhagavatam class. Thank you very much for joining. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.